I was thinking that in concert,
They have to have one.
in concert, we should do it with the ending that we have.
Sing way all the time. That way people know it that way. People sing right along with it.
Well, I could
Doesn't sing way all the time. You want to hear it one way all the time. You want to hear one thing one time or the other.
Well, I mean,
so when somebody can sing,
I had it originally a complete ending. Let's do the ending
do it
like
that way on stage also.
Let's try that one.
Just the ending.
That ending.
And the people that remember when they really were free.
That's the way I like it.
I like it that way.
That's neat.
I still like it that way.
We can always use it like that and record it that way.
Reuben and Stephen are obviously not neophytes in the business.
When I was starting to grow up, I knew there was something happening because we were moving around so much, you know? We were going and coming, and I didn't know what the heck was happening until I realized we were in show business. Our father. We lived at Sandia Reservation for a long time, but we never stayed in one place. We moved around.
You know, we're the fourth generation in this business that we're in, singing, clowning, flying, trapeze, things like that. It originally was a circus family is what it was. And then we went into vaudeville at a very early age. We traveled 4 states, New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and part of California. That was with our father.
My brother and I, Reuben and I, we used to sing together. And we used to go on stage, and people liked us because we were small, you know. We used to harmonize a little bit, and that's what we did.
Now, we remember days in New Mexico when we were working the community hall in Lumberton, New Mexico, where the local desperado, broke through the doors on horseback and went in as my brother and I, were singing a song, and the local sheriff pulled him back, held the horse, and got him out of there. But we saw so much Western life that it's an exciting. It was an exciting growing up type thing.
That's a tremendous struggle. We used to worry about one day to the other, you know, and it was bad, real bad. But that's the only way you get to appreciate life. You have it tough in the beginning. And all the way through.
I mean, like their mother would have a baby and the next day she'd go to work. You know, they'd dance or whatever. She used to play the drums and she sang blues. They say she was great. I never met her. She died so young. She was 39 years old. And I'm sure it had a lot to do with the way they lived. You know, it was hard on her. But she never complained.
The best thing I remember about her is that to me, she was the kindest person I've ever met. She was beautiful. And she sang fantastic. She didn't need a microphone. When her and my father sang, they needed no microphone. There was no microphones in those days, but she sang. I remember only touring alone once with just my brother and myself, just the 3 of us. And I remember my father cried all night. We had to go home right away. He didn't last 2 days. They were very loving people. They really loved each other.
Our father brought a lot of happiness to people with he's a beautiful clown, a beautiful pantomimist. He could make people laugh, cry. So every fiesta that was in Santo Domingo, Sandia Reservation, Isleta, Laguna, we were there. My father got to be known then as the entertainer who brought show business to the American Indians of the Southwest.
As teenagers, Reuben and Stephen decide to go out on their own and form a trio with their sister Anita, the Ortiz Trio. In Albuquerque, they soon have their own television program and are enormously popular. Meanwhile, also in Albuquerque, Reuben's future wife, Ginger, is growing up. She too begins to sing with a trio, using a family name, Ortiz, and this Ortiz trio ends up on local television, opposite the other Ortiz trio.
They were very popular, and everybody used to say, wow, those two brothers, they're so good looking, and this and that and the other. And one of the girls dared me to, they dared me to go out with him, so I did, Ruben. And that was it. He didn't want to get married. He said, it's not fair to you to take you all over the country, never having a real home or anything. But, you know, when you're young, you say, well, I don't care. Love conquers all or something.
Ginger stayed home to raise a family, while Ruben, Sister Anita, and Steve kept working. The trio changed its name to the Coronados and began to get major bookings. It went along smoothly till Anita fell in love, eloped, and left the Coronados to raise her own family.
We had 8 months of bookings with the Coronados and no partner. But Ginger has such a memory that from watching the Coronados just a few times, she had learned every piece of material that we knew. So we came into the Copacabana in New York, and we actually played there with Ginger. Now, Ginger took over the group, and it's history what has happened with the Coronados. We worked the Sands, the Sahara, the big hotels, every major hotel throughout the country, doing well, coming back for return engagements. And to this day, the Coronados have been a very marvelous and stable group for us. We have been able to stay in New York and prepare for this other phase of our life.
Time's running short, and I know
In the summer of 1970, the Coronados are still on the road, mostly working the huge resort hotels like Grossinger's in the Catskills, doing 2, sometimes 3 separate performances a night, driving hundreds of miles a night, leading an exhausting, repetitious life.
Is she really happy there? Am I really lonely here? Memories of love we never shared. Never shared.
Let's go!
Smiling eyes, a velvet dress, and something that reminds me best. Promising forever, never last.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we very proudly present some of our greatest favorites in the world of entertainment. You will love the Coronados.
I know that the moment we walked on stage, everybody started to look up here. And you said to each other, because we are very confusing people on stage, I want you to know. They look at us. We've traveled around the world. And people begin to whisper right away as soon as we walk on stage. They start to whisper like, yes, they are. No, they're not. We come from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's our home right there. And as far as our nationality is concerned, let's just say that we have a Spaniard for a father, and our mother always had reservations about him.